Everyone to a new video. As we know, and because it's a tradition in the class, we're going to make a video for the final exam, the number 3 of 4. So this is the last time, the not the last time, but well, you know, it's one of the final part. It's one of the finals when you're going to see me. But let's start with this. This unit we see chapter number 6 and 7. I know we already talked about this before, but that doesn't matter. But why? Because it's great to review everything that we learned this unit in a very simple and in a very simple way, so we can remember all the important knowledge that we learned this unit. Okay. So let's start. Chapter number 6. Chapter number 6 is the one that is called persuasive speaking. Chapter number 6.1 is the one that explains us what is persuasion, and let me make you a little review of this. Persuasion is the act of changing the idea or form of view a thing or a thing or someone. Um, this applies to humans, ideas, or something else. We but as why we persuade because we want to convince someone to do something that we want them to do. This is a very free sim, okay? But then we have the 7.2, the 6.2. Sorry, this chapter number 6.2 is the one that is called types of persuasive speeches, and the first one that we have is definitional claim. Definitional claim is the one that we use for well well it's the most common one. But what is a definitional claim? Definitional claim is the one that we use for using the meaning of something of something or of something. We're going to say of something to change the idea of someone or a collective about something. For for example, this helps a lot when we are going to convince someone to convince someone about a controversial theme. We use the meaning of abortion for convince someone that abortion is good. Well, that's it. We have say base. Then the next one is factual claims. Factual claims is the one that we use to argue or compare and contrast what is true and what is false about a theme. This kind of persuasive speech is the one is very complex. But why? Because this is the one that we're going to use to argue about an historical event. For example, the World War II. What is true and what is myth about what happens? It is true. It's true or false that the SGC thing happened. Then we say, the discussion of that will be like this. No, this happens. No, this is true because da 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 da. And the other guy will be like, no, this is false because this, something like that. The idea is to convince something or someone about what is true or what is false about an historical event or something like that. Let's pass to the other one. The other one is policy claims. Policy claims are the ones that we use for giving an answer and say we have a problem, and then we give the answer that we think that is correct, and with that answer we're going to say and defend why our answer is the correct one. The discussion of something like that will be like this. Okay, here in Guatemala we have a lot of traffic in the streets, but and the correct solution will be that make more tunnels. And the other one will be like, no, we have a lot of traffic, but the correct solution is to create new restrictions and create new streets. Something that will be like that, okay? Then the other one that we have is game passive agreement. Game passive agreement is the one that we use for basic for well. This one has nothing special. It's the one that we use when well, the goal of this kind is for make our audience agree with what are we talking about. A great example of this will be about a controversial theme. We're going to say facts and a lot of information and data that will help us to convince our audience to basically be in the same side of us. Let's pass to chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 talks about entertaining speeches. Well, entertaining speeches, the main goal of this chapter is explain us what is the main goal of entertaining speeches, the special occasion entertaining speeches, and I don't remember what is next, but that will be something that you will see in the future. But let's start with 7.1. Chapter number 7.1 is the one that we use. It's the one that we, well, I was going to say that it was a kind. I was telling you what like it was a kind of speech, but no. Understand 7.1 is the one that 7.1 is the subchapter that explains us and make us understand the goal of entertaining speech. As we know, an entertaining speech is the one that we use for getting the attention of the audience. That is the main goal: entertain the audience, and you should be prepared because we don't know how the public will react about your speech. Some examples of this kind of speeches are stand-up comedy, the stories that your grandpa told you in a party when you're talking with him and was about the war. Yeah, that's probably the word but applies because it's an entertainment speech. And let's remember that an entertainment speech is the one that wants to entertain all the things, okay? That all the things or all the people of the audience. Let's pass to the next one, okay? So let's start with the next we have the chapter 7.2 special occasion speeches. Special occasion speeches is the ones that we use in specific situations. For example, when we're going to give a prize, receive a prize, introduce someone to the audience, but we have a lot of things about that, and we only have 10 minutes, and we are in the minute 8. So let's start with this. So the first one of all is we have ceremonial speaking. Ceremonial speaking is the first kind of all, but why? This is the one we use when we're going to give during a ceremony or a ritual marked with observance of formality or etiquette. For example, when we're going to the church. Next one, speeches of introduction. Speeches of introduction is the ones that are the ones we give to the audience when we're going to introduce someone when we're going to introduce our audience to a formal event. For example, when we're going to present the Grammys. So the next one is, this is the end. We have a lot of kinds of ceremonial speeches, but we have only 10 minutes, and it's very hard to talk about all of them. So let's make a little review, a brief resume of these two chapters. Chapter number 6 and 7 has a specific purpose for telling us and developing and develop the concepts in a further way of previous chapters. Of this example is chapter persuasion and entertain. And that's something very useful because we can see the not only the purpose of why we're going to do that, we see why we do it, how how are the instruction, and what is the main goal that we have to reach for completely gain all the purpose of these kinds of speeches. Hope you enjoyed this. See you in the next unit. Bye.